welcome back. Today is going to be Subaru Day. I'm going to be attempting to get the rear differential out of my Hawkeye WRX, which I showed a picture of in my workshop tour. So if you want to see what that looks like, scroll through the workshop tour video a few minutes in, I think. It's basically a black Hawkeye WRX that I've had a lot of, I've wanted for a long time. I've put a load of time into it. I resprayed it over Christmas. It's had an STI gearbox swap that I did a couple of years ago, and it's kind of wanted for nothing basically, but it was a bit of a rough car when I got it low mileage, and I've put a lot of time into it, and it was a car that I really wanted for a long time, and I finally got it 5 or 6 years ago, and yeah, I've turned it into my own sort of version of an STI. But annoyingly, when I was going around a cyclist probably a couple of months ago now, the rear differential, which has probably had a hard life in its previous ownership, but it decided to blow up. And I just about got it home. It's been parked up since. So basically I'm going to go and try and remove it, not on this car lift here, because I can't use that, because the van that's there is a long wheelbase, and if I put a car on this car lift and it can't come back off again, it's going to make life a nightmare, because you can't open the rear doors basically. So essentially I've got to try and do this all laying on my back, which boo-hoo, poor me. Everyone does that, but it's nearly 30 degrees today. It's going to be 30 degrees today. Yeah, that's what they call a heat wave in the UK, when we've got over 25 degrees for more than 2 days and it's not rained. So yeah, essentially I've got doing it in a bit of a heat wave on a gravel driveway with some yoga mats to lay on, and I'm going to try and jack it up and put axle stands and blocks under the front wheels to give myself a bit of room to maneuver, so that I can leave it there like that as well. It's not just getting it out, I need to leave it there, because realistically I'm not going to be able to fix this and put it straight back in again. It's either going to be exploded beyond repair, and then I've got to just try and figure out what ratio it is and get a replacement diff and put it back in and just live with it, or if it's something that we can kind of uprate. There's a company called Teg Sport that is hopefully going to be giving my gearbox a refresh when I have an appropriate time to take that out and take it off the road. Intentionally, this was obviously not expected, so the plan is to try and fix the rear diff, get it back on the road again, because it's got a year's insurance on it. I want to drive it in the summer. I'd like to do some videos like I did with the Civic last week, with some cool turbo noises, and put another mic near the exhaust and go for a drive in it. Yeah, so that means I've got to get this diff out, figure out what the ratio is, and either send it off or buy new internals for it and do it myself, which I think I can do, because I've seen people doing it and it doesn't look that complicated. I've got the right space to do it. I can do it slowly on a weekend or something like that and try and do it. Or I take the easier route, which is to buy a CAS or a Cusco internals for it, which again is what I would do if I was doing it myself, but I'll send that off with the diff to Teg Sport so they can do it properly, because he knows what he's doing. Nice guy called Aaron that I've talked to several times, picking his brains about what I should do. So it's likely that's what I'll do, because I don't know if I can handle doing it myself and putting it in and I've done something wrong and it blows up, because the new internals are probably going to be £1,000 and then I'm back to square one again. So ideally I'm going to get it out, open it up, figure out what ratio it is, order the right bits, and I'm going to box it up and wrap it up in a bow and send it off to Aaron so he can fix it and send it back to me all lovely and repaired. So next clip is going to be me going round to where the car is, getting very hot, sweaty, marching around, and yeah, trying to get this out, laying on my back. So yeah, I'll do a bit of a time lapse of that, and then I'll probably come back to the workshop and stick a GoPro, an Ace Pro, not GoPro, an Ace Pro on my head, and open up the rear casing with you watching, and we can see how exploded it is. And yeah, fingers crossed it's not a hard thing to fix, and hopefully in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks I will have it back on the road, and I will be doing another driving video, probably a POV this time, because the other one was meant to be a POV and I had the camera aiming up at the sun visor too much. It was still catching everything, but you're seeing a lot of sun visor, which if you watch that video, you'll see I have got a camera on my head, but I don't do any POV shots. So that's because you're seeing more sun visor than you are road. So there we go. Yeah, but this one, the Subaru sounds mental. So it's 400 brake, it makes all the right turbo noises. It would be so nice to, like, just even for just myself to see a video of it like properly with a mic in the engine bay near the turbo, and one on the back like I did with the Honda, making some proper rally car noises and some pops and bangs and explosions. So yeah, fingers crossed I can get this fixed, get it back on the road, and do a video for you with it. So yeah, I'll shut up now. I'm going to cut to me going and hopefully get this thing out. Should take a couple of hours, and then I'll cut back to me seeing what damage I've done, basically. baby. I look like a tomato. That is a Subaru Diff. It is completely broken. So now I'm going to take you back to my workshop and open you up like a crab and turn you into a sandwich. No, we're going to open you up and see why you're missing bolts. There's 2 broken off bolts. We'll open it up and see how badly I've broken it. Ah, yes, lots of metal. Shit. Oh. Ish capiche. Kaboom!
Whole new one, then, is it?
Yeah, look at all that metal.
Ooh.
Look at all the teeth. Munched.
Ooh.
But I'm hoping that means...
That's taking the brunt.
Well, I'm hoping that's all it is. So... yeah, there's loads of fucking metal down there. But basically, if you replace this comes out.
Yeah.
This bit. I think it's that does most of the work.
Yeah.
So.
Should be okay.
Yeah, it doesn't help that these are fucking stuck in there, snapped off.
You don't drill them out, retap them, I suppose.
Well, no, ideally you'd want to fucking undo the thread that's there, really. There's enough there that you should be able to undo them.
Yeah, like hole grip.
That's what I'm going to try, yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, it's that's game over basically. So it's going to be putting R180 back in, which is the bigger brother of the R160, which is the one I've got there. So is what it is. It was always going to be a bit of a weaker setup, and the R160 was always going to be the kind of weak point that was going to break, and it has now broken. So I've got a plan. I've spoken with a few specialists. They're going to essentially, well, the Teg Sport is still going to renew a diff for me. I'm going to send them an R180 diff when I find one that's an LSD still. Get them to renew it, new zinc plated bolts, make it all pretty and lovely, powder coat the housings, lovely jubbly. And then I've got to get all the STI rear hubs and rear calipers and some drive shafts, but it's not a catastrophe, I can do it. So yeah, there'll be another video of me putting that all back together. Probably renew some of the arms that are in there as well whilst it's all apart, and you know, new discs and pads and all that sort of stuff to go with it. And then I'll do a video, hopefully with the car back on the road. So yeah, next week's going to be a van video doing spray foam on the two customer vans we've got here. So tune in for that, and yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday.